Wait. Before you carry that thought one more mile, my child, stop here with me for a moment. I heard it. The thought you had today. The one you have had 1,000 times. The one that visits you most often, in the quiet hours, when there is nothing left to distract you from it. I wasted my life. You did not say it out loud. You never do. But I heard it. The way I have heard it every time it has risen in you across all these years. It comes dressed in different clothes each time. Sometimes it is a regret about a road not taken. Sometimes it is the sight of someone younger doing what you once dreamed of doing. Sometimes it is just a Tuesday afternoon and a sudden, cold certainty that the years slipped through your fingers and you have nothing to show for them. I want to speak to that thought tonight, directly, because it is a liar, and it has been lying to you for a very long time, and I am not willing to let it have the last word over a life I have watched with love from its very first breath. Stay with me to the end, because by the time these words are finished, I am going to show you the exact thing you are most ashamed of, the years you are most certain were wasted, and I am going to tell you what those years actually were. Not what you fear they were, what they truly were, in my sight. And it is going to be the opposite of what you have believed. This is the message I have been waiting to give you. Let us breathe first. This thought has had its hands around your throat for long enough. In, slowly. Out. Loosen the grip. In, I am here. Out. You are safe. There is no hurry in this place. The years you are grieving cannot be lost any faster by our sitting still. So sit. For these few minutes, there is nothing to prove, and no verdict to dread. There is only you, and me, and the truth about your one and only life. Let me begin by asking you something. What did you think a life was for? Because I suspect that somewhere along the way, without ever deciding it on purpose, you absorbed a definition of a well-spent life that was never mine. The world taught it to you. It said a life is measured by what it produces, by the size of the name, the height of the ladder climbed, the mark left on the world, the list of achievements you could read aloud. And by that measure, the world's measure, you have quietly judged yourself and found yourself wanting. But that was never my measure. It was never even close. Here is the smaller truth I will give you now, before the greater one comes. You have been grading your life on the wrong exam. You sat down to a test the world handed you. Output, achievement, legacy, and you have spent years agonizing over your low marks. But that was never the test I was giving. I was never grading your production. I was watching your love. And on the only exam that was ever real, you have been quietly passing all along, in ways you were too close to see. If that reached something in you, if you have carried the quiet dread that your life added up to nothing, then before we go on, do one small thing for me. Type Amen in the comments below. Let it be the first honest word you speak against the lie, and let the ones who read it know they were not the only one grading themselves on a test I never gave. Let that land for a moment. You were not failing. You were reading the wrong scoreboard. Every time you chose to be kind when it cost you something. Every time you loved someone who could not repay you. Every time you kept a promise no one was checking on. Forgave a wound no one saw. Showed up for someone when it would have been easier not to. Those were the answers. That was the whole test. And you have been answering it correctly for years, while believing you were failing. Now, let me take you deeper, because there is far more, and this is where it turns. I want to talk about the years you are most sure you wasted. Name them in your heart right now. You know exactly which ones they are. The decade in the wrong marriage, the years lost to the bottle, or the depression, or the caretaking that swallowed your own life whole, the season you were simply surviving, and could point to nothing you built. The long stretch when your faith went cold, and you wandered far, and did nothing you would call good. You have written those years off. You have crossed them out of the ledger of your life as pure loss, dead weight, time that yielded nothing. But hear me, because this is the thing you have never once considered. Nothing lived in my presence is ever wasted, and you were in my presence the whole time, even in the years you spent far from me, especially in those. A field that lies fallow is not a field that is wasted. It is a field being restored underground, in the dark, in ways the farmer cannot see, so that what grows there later grows deeper and stronger than anything that came before. Your fallow years were not your empty years. They were the years I was working the soil of you where no one could watch. The wrong marriage taught you a compassion for the trapped that you could not have learned any other way. The wasted, wandering years gave you a mercy toward the lost that the never lost will never possess. The season of mere survival taught your hands a gentleness with the barely hanging on that has since been medicine to more people than you will ever know. I did not waste those years. I harvested them. You thought you came out of them empty-handed. You came out of them carrying gifts you have been quietly giving away ever since, without even knowing where they came from. Let us breathe again, because I know how tightly you have held this grief. In, the years were not lost. Out, they were being worked. In, nothing in me is wasted. Out, not one day of my life. I know what you are afraid of underneath it all. You are afraid that it is too late now, that even if the past was not fully wasted, there is not enough time left to make it count, and so the verdict stands anyway. You look at the road ahead, and it looks short, and you think, whatever my life was going to be, it is mostly behind me now, and it is not enough. But you are measuring the wrong thing again. You think the meaning of a life is in its length, or in some grand finale still to be achieved. It is not. The meaning of a life is in whether it was loved, and whether it loved back. And that can be true of a life with 50 years left or 50 days. A short life fully loved is not a lesser life. A life that turns toward me in its final chapter is not a life that arrived too late. I am not the God of almost in time. I am the God who paid the same wage to the workers who came at the last hour as to those who came at the first. Because my love was never a reward for how early you showed up. It was always a gift, and a gift does not care what time it is. Think of the thief beside me at the very end. A whole life the world would call wasted, and in his final hour, one turned toward me, and I told him, "Today you will be with me in paradise, not tomorrow, when you have made up for lost time, not after you have proven the turn was real. Today, that is how little your wasted years frighten me. That is how completely I can redeem a life in a single honest moment. And now I will tell you the deepest truth, the one I held back until you had heard all the rest. You have been afraid this whole time that you wasted your life. But my child, a life cannot be wasted that I have already redeemed. And I redeemed yours before you had lived a single day of it. The cross did not only pay for your sins, it paid for your wasted years too. It reached backward and forward across the whole span of your days and gathered up every lost hour, every wrong turn, every fallow season, every wandering mile, and it stamped every one of them. Purchased, not lost, bought back, made to count. When I said it is finished, I meant your redemption was finished, and a redeemed life, by definition, has no wasted years in it, because I do not buy back garbage. I only buy back treasure, and I bought back all of you. The fear that you wasted your life was never the truth about your life. It was only the truth about your fear. Your life was never in danger of being wasted, because it was never only in your hands. It was in mine, and nothing that has ever been in my hands has been lost. Not one coin, not one sheep, not one child, not one single day of you. Let me show you how I keep what the world throws away. There is a woman in the pages of my book who broke open a jar of perfume worth a year of wages and poured the whole of it out on my feet in a single moment. The people in the room called it waste. They said it aloud. Such extravagance, gone in an instant, nothing to show for it. It could have been used for something. And I told them they were wrong. I told them that wherever the good news would be told, in all the world, for all of time, what she did would be told with it. What they called waste, I called worship, and I made it immortal. Do you see? The very thing the room dismissed as thrown away, I lifted up and kept forever. That is what I do with the poured out life. The world counts the cost and calls it loss. I receive the offering and call it beautiful, and I do not forget a drop. And you have been more poured out than you know. The love you spent that was never returned. The prayers you prayed that seemed to fall to the floor. The years you gave to people and causes that never thanked you. The world would call all of it waste, the way it called her perfume waste. But I was in the room the whole time, and I did not call it waste. I called it worship. I caught every drop you thought spilled uselessly on the ground, and I have kept it, and I will pour it back over you 100-fold on the day you finally come home. Now I want to speak to the specific shape of your regret. To the one who gave your best years to raising children, who now live far away and rarely call. You did not waste those years. Love poured out is never wasted, even when it is not poured back. The nights you sat up, the sacrifices no one thanked you for, the person you became in the pouring, none of it is lost. It is written into them whether they acknowledge it or not, and it is written into you, and I have kept every page. To the one who spent your life in work that felt small, the same tasks, the same walls, the same unremarkable days, and now you wonder if any of it mattered. Hear me. Faithfulness in a small place is not a small thing. I did not ask you to be significant. I asked you to be faithful, and you were, for years, in obscurity, and heaven noticed every day of it, even when earth noticed none. The size of the stage was never the measure. The faithfulness on it always was. To the one who wasted years on a bitterness you could not release, or a fear that kept you small, or a shame that kept you hiding, and who now grieves the freer, braver life you might have lived. I am not angry about those years, and I am asking you not to spend the years you have left grieving the years you lost. That would be the only true waste. To lose tomorrow, mourning yesterday. Lay it down. The chains are already unlocked. You may simply walk out. To the one who lies awake at 3 in the morning, while the whole house sleeps, and the ledger opens itself in the dark, and every wasted hour lines up to be counted. I am awake with you in that hour. I have always been the god of the night watch. And I want to tell you something about those sleepless reckonings. They feel like punishment, but they are not. They are the soul, enjoying in the dark what it was too busy to do in the light, taking account, longing to have loved better, aching toward a life that mattered. That aching is holy. It is the heart refusing to be numb. The numb do not lie awake grieving their years. Only the tender do. So when the ledger opens tonight, do not read it as a verdict against you. Read it as proof that your heart is still soft enough to care. And then hand the whole book to me, and let me close it, and sleep. To the one who looks at the length of the road behind, and the shortness of the road ahead, and feels the arithmetic go against you, remember that I do not do arithmetic with a life. I do resurrection. and resurrection does not add up the remaining days and calculate what is possible, takes what looks finished, and breathes it full of new life. You are not running down a total. You are walking toward the one who makes all things new, including the parts of your story you had already grieved as over. But there is one more thing. One thing I have not told you yet, and it is the thing that turns the whole fear inside out. Stay with me for it. Come back tomorrow, my child, and every day after, because a lie this old does not die in one night, and you will need to hear the truth again tomorrow, and the day after that, until it finally sinks deeper than the fear. I will have a new message waiting for you here, every single day. Subscribe, and turn on the bell, so this voice can keep speaking over the old lie, until the lie has nothing left to say. Do not go back and face it alone. Picture it now, a golden stream of light, and floating in it, every hour you thought you had lost, the wasted years, the wandering years, the fallow and the far, every one of them shining, none of them sunk, all of them carried in one warm, unhurried current that is flowing, right now, toward home. Nothing in that stream is debris. It is all treasure, and it is all still yours, and it is all still going somewhere. And at the end of the stream, a doorway of warm golden light, standing open in the dark, and everything the current carries, it carries there. Every redeemed hour of your life, arriving, nothing left behind on the bank, nothing lost in the dark, all of it coming home with you, into the light, where one is waiting who never once thought a day of you was wasted. Breathe with me one last time. In, my life was not wasted. Out, it was redeemed. In, nothing is lost. Out, I am carried home. Now here is the thing I held back. You have spent so long afraid that you wasted your life, but I need you to see what that fear really is. That ache you feel, that grief over lost time, that longing for the years to have counted for more. That is not the voice of a wasted life. Truly wasted life feels nothing. It does not grieve its waste. It does not even notice. The very fact that you ache over your years is the surest proof that they mattered to you, that you were awake to them, that you loved this life enough to fear losing it. Your grief is not evidence that you wasted your life. It is evidence that you treasured it. Only a life deeply valued can be deeply mourned. And so the very fear that has tormented you is turned over, the truest sign that your life was precious all along, to you, and infinitely more, to me. So the thing you thought was proof of failure was proof of love the whole time. It always is, my child. It always is. Rest now. Set the fear down where it belongs, at my feet, and leave it there tonight. You did not waste your life. You lived it, and I redeemed it, and not 1 hour of it is lost. Sleep in the peace of the one whose every day, the bright and the dark, the full and the fallow, has already been bought back, counted, and carried home. You are loved. You are seen. You are loved. You are seen. You are mine.